And good evening, Steelers. Anybody's out there? You may not be. It is a bank holiday weekend. I'm sure you're probably better off out in the garden in this sun, drinking a nice cold beer while I'm in here slaving away. Let's see, there's nobody on the stream. Oh no, there's 4 people up. What's up? Hello. Do say hello if you've turned up. Tonight, Matthew, I am going to be painting some Sherman tanks. These are from the Hit the Beach box sets by Battlefront. Hey Kevin, good to see you. You're not out having a barbecue on a lovely bank holiday morning as this. So I'm painting these Shermans, 15mm, Battlefront, plastic. There's some. Hey James, how you doing? Sitting inside with a cold beer. That's always good. Nothing wrong with that. So yeah, tonight is just I'm going to do some painting on these Shermans. As you can see here, there's a couple of them. I've got the 75 and the 76mm. I want to get these painted pretty quick. Allied vehicles are always quick to paint, I find, because they're generally just green and a few bits and pieces. I've already done the, I built them a while back, and I've already undercoated them in grey as well. I've added a load of what's the word, stowage to them all, so they're absolutely covered in stowage. Some of it from the kits themselves, and then also some of it some stuff I have myself kicking about. I'm using a glove because I don't want to get paint on my my wedding ring, so I've started wearing it again. It's not that I've got married again, it's just that it fits again. I think I must have lost some weight. I had some very fat fingers. So anyway, tonight, that besides, tonight I'm going to be airbrushing these fellas. So that's the plan. It should be pretty quick, I'm guessing. Once I've got them airbrushed and possibly ink washed, I will. The next thing I'm going to do is most likely build some Panzer IVs from the same box set. That's probably what I'll do later on. We'll see how we go. See how long it takes to do these in the first place, and then work from there. I think that's the best thing to do. As I say, I expect this evening will be a quiet one. We've already dropped down to 1 person watching, so I don't expect there are going to be a lot of people in here tonight. As I say, it's a bank holiday Sunday. I'm not doing anything else, so let's paint and stream. Now, I did have me paint out. I don't know where I put that. It is USA Dark Green. Is what I'm using tonight for this. Verde USA. This is Vallejo's Verde USA. I'm going to give this a good shake, so I've not used it in ages. And get out my paints and shaker. Just plug this in 1 second. I'm also going to be filming these as well as another video in the future, so I'll put that together at some point. Now, I don't know if everybody, all 2 of you who are watching this, saw the Panther that I finished. I managed to finish that at the end of the long weekend, which was nice. That was all done. It took, I think, just over a week to do, from beginning to end, from buying to display cabinet. So I can just give this a good shake. So I don't think I've used this paint for a while. There we go, that'll do. Right, let's get out this dodgy plug and get this all set up and get ready for it. Hopefully I'm not going to use too much in here, so give it a good squirt in, and then gives that some thinners. Just keep it on in case I need it. And a bit of thinners. What's everybody else been doing this long weekend? If anything, I had a quiet one. I was playing Chain of Command First World War yesterday, and then edited that into a video today. that was today's little job. Evening, Paul. Evening, Bjorn. Good to see you both here. So I was editing that today, and I added some sound effects for the first time in a video. I thought I'll give it a try and see how it turns out, and see if people like it or not. We'll see. But machine gun noises and all those kind of things are all in there now, so it should be interesting to see. Hey, he's trying to paint 15mm horses, failing miserably. Any tips? Yeah, don't. Building ships and sitting in the garden reading. Nice, that is nice. Horses, what I would do, 15mm ones. I don't paint them very often, but when I do, I'd usually probably paint them in, well, the base colour. I use like beige brown for chestnut horses. Then just give them an Agrax wash, and then maybe just do some highlights again of the original base colour. So the beige brown again, just over the tops of like their thighs and things, and shoulders and stuff like that. The stuff that you would expect a highlight to be on. I'd probably just do them like that. Really, that'd be about it. I wouldn't put too much effort into them. Grey ones, or is it piebald? I can't remember what they call them. I would probably do them in black originally, and then a heavy dry brush of grey with another dry brush of white over the top, perhaps. Bjorn says you've been painting 28mm Wild West Church and recording this week's video. Excellent. What's this week's videos, Bjorn? What's it going to be about? Are you just doing one video a week? Is that your plan? Give it a go. I've been trying triads, but they don't look right at this scale. Yeah, 15mm a bit weird for that. 28mm, that's why I just use a wash. I'll do like a base coat, then the wash, and then generally highlight in its original in the original base coat. I find, well, it may be slightly lighter, but yeah, it's for 15mm. It's a completely different story to 28mm. You can kind of go to town a bit more with 28mm. 15mm, I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about looking at it from 3 feet away. If you can't see it, don't paint it. You know, that's the way I reckon. Tin the paint, one layer paint, wash, and then the same paint. Yeah, that's about the same as what I do, but I just put an Agrax over the top. I use the Agrax on horses because it's more organic than, say, like Null Oil or anything like that, which I generally use mainly for vehicles, I would say. So yeah, I'm no expert on painting 15mm horses because I've done it so rarely. Most horses I painted have been 6mm, to be honest. Just letting this come through. Just a case of experimenting, isn't it? It's crap, just strip them and try again. Get yourself some Dettol. Get them stripped. Been a beautiful day today, though. Really nice. I was sat in the garden earlier reading 5 Men in Normandy. I'm thinking I might have a little tryout game tomorrow of that. Do a little video review of it. Very simple, nice, small-scale World War II game. This week's video was an update on various projects and some board games. Excellent. What board games? Good ones, I expect. I hope. I'm just waiting for this paint to come through. And if I'm hoping I haven't blocked it up earlier on. Ah, there we are. We're there. Plenty of Dettol already, yeah. House stinks of it, doesn't it, after a while? That's the problem with Dettol. It's useful stuff, but God, my God, it does stink. So, I'd say nice and easy on these. Good thing about Allied tanks is they're generally just one colour. I do use a variety of different greens though. It depends how I feel. Today I'm using, as I say, USA dark green. But in the past I've used bronze green, military green, any kind of thing. Because I mean, you know, these things come in all different colours, especially when they're on campaign. Yeah, that's one thing we always forget. I was pretty happy with how my Panther turned out. And I don't know if anybody saw the photos on the Facebook or on on my Twitter and Instagram, stormofsteelwargaming.com. So it's kind of really pushed me into getting some more big scale models and doing more with the airbrush on them. I was thinking I might do a big Sherman. The Hobbycraft near me has also got an M10 destroyer, tank destroyer, which I really like. So that might be on the list next for a big model kit. I've still got two bloody aircraft in the pile down there, SE-5A and a SOP with Camel, which I might do at one point anyway. Hey, sorry, Flying Colours, Age of Sail, Hex and Counter. Okay, don't know that one. Advanced Squad Leader starter kit I just bought. Showed the components in the boxes, not a full boxing or anything. I've been in the garden today making a bench chair out of pallets. Nice. Yeah, I suppose that counts as model making with a wife. Yeah, definitely. Evening, friends of General Haig. Good to see you. Looks super great. Oh, cheers, Kevin. Thank you very much. And hello to everybody. It was actually relatively easy to paint. It was just the weathering that really finished it off. As I say, it was a test as to how to use the airbrush as much as anything else. So I keep saying it, but you know, when I got this airbrush, I don't just want to use it for undercoating. I want to be able to actually use it. And you know, in the future, if I'm getting more and more proficient at it, then I want to probably get a better one as well. You know, at some point. This is a beginner's one. Did anybody listen to the Yorkshire Gamers podcast? It came out just before the weekend. With Nick Skinner from the Two Fat Lardies talking about games and their development and things. That was interesting. Very good. Always interested to hear how rules writers come up with ideas and what the background is. I'm probably going to get these done much quicker than I thought. Has anybody tried out 5 Men in Normandy? That's the game I was reading earlier. It's by Ivan Sorensen of Nordic Weasel Games. It's you basically have anywhere between about 6 and 10 men on a side, and that's it. Proper World War II skirmish. But it's very cinematic. But he said, Kevin, you started, we had a little bother with the phone. It was cut off partway through. Plug it in. Turn it on and off again. Well, I'm quite pleased with this grey undercoat on these. It's giving them a nice colour, really. It's making the green quite nice and what's the word? Solid, I suppose. I don't know if you can see these. You probably can't see a great deal of difference on that camera. But I promise you, I'm not just respraying them grey, I'm spraying them green. Oh, one thing I wanted to mention, I don't know if anybody you want to see these yet, but I got these in the post. I might as well give them a free advertisement here. These are 3D printed 6mm figures. These are from what's it called? Europe Asunder. It's a Kickstarter. Go and check it out. He's just started doing Napoleonic 6mm 3D printed stuff, and they're absolutely fantastic. I've done a review which will be out later on this week, probably Wednesday, I would think. But looking at the sculpts, you think, oh, then they look a bit chunky and weird. But when they're printed out as actual figures, they're really lovely. They're as easy, well, probably more detailed than Bacchus. Fantastic. Check them out. Europe Asunder, it's called. I believe he did 6mm American Civil War. I'm also led to believe he's going to be on Sean's podcast as well. And I think, I could be wrong on this, but I think they may be recording it tonight. At least that's what he told me anyway, when I told him to go on Sean's podcast. But he sent me some samples, and I've done a review, and I probably will paint some up at some point. But yeah, they're well worth having a look at. It's the early parts of the Napoleonic Wars at the moment, the 1805 to 1809 campaigns, I think. It's a little early for my rich blood, but a little rich for my blood, should I say. But if he's doing some 1815 stuff, I'll certainly be casting an eye over those. But then you never know. I mean, I could do the Danube campaign, couldn't I, of 1809, Austrians and French. I mean, I really should. I don't think I'm going to get a great deal done with these tonight. So I'm going to get these painted up, and then I'm going to give them an Agrax wash, and then I'm going to leave them because they'll need to dry anyway. So what I will do is, once I've done these, I'm going to get on with building the Panzer IVs that came with the box set as well. I mean, there's 8 Shermans there. I'll probably never use that many on a field at once. I've also got I've got a ton of other Shermans elsewhere. I think about another 8 Shermans. So I've probably got about 16 Shermans, probably more than I'll ever need in my lifetime. But you know, you can never have too many Shermans, can you? Really? I mean, that's the American Army for you, isn't it? All over. You've seen them on Kickstarter, or looking at Kickstarter for board game Kiev 41. Okay, it's interesting. Put a link up, Kev. That would be interesting. Stick a link in the chat if you can, and I'll have a look at that. Andy, sorry you're late. You had to finish your dinner. What did you miss? Not a great deal, Andy. Me painting these Shermans I got. These are from the Hit the Beach box set that I got from Little Wars TV for the season awards. I just thought I'll get on with these, get these finished up. Now I've cleared the desk of the Panther. Because allied vehicles are so easy to paint. Not even funny. So as I said, we've got some 76 and 75mm Shermans here in this lot. And you're the favourite Shermans with rounded hulls. Yeah, it's the they're not welded, are they? I can't remember what they call it. The cast hull, aren't they? I think. Are these the wet storage ones? I can never remember with Shermans. German tanks are much better. See if I'm running out of paint in here. No, I don't seem to be. I think it's just getting a bit blocked up. Composite. That's it. Yeah, the allied stuff. I'm not so clear on the different types. I couldn't spot. I probably couldn't tell you the difference between a 75 and a 76 from 1,000 yards. If you have that many Shermans next to burning hulks, shows what happened to our games. Good point. There is. I've actually got about 4 or 5 hulks left over from this box set because there's 2 different bodies, but they give you 2 different sprues. With one with 76mm bodies on, and one with 75mm bodies on. Yeah, my first couple of games of O Group, the Shermans and the Firefly really took a heavy hit against that Panther. Come on now, I think I've got some blockages here. And some of the paint has dried up a bit. Just clear this out. Again, a Rubicon Sherman for your 28mm. Excellent. You'd probably not fit many of those on a table, though, would you? Pretty big kits, aren't they? The 28mm tanks. I think they're meant to be pretty good kits, aren't they, though, the Rubicon ones? I'm not going in myself because I don't do 28mm. But I've certainly heard good things about them. How do I think O Group compares to Rommel? 2 completely different games is the short answer. Rommel is a great game, but it's much higher level than O Group, so it's even more abstracted. I mean, O Group is quite abstract anyway, but there's still quite a bit of detail in it, like when tanks are firing at one another, tank fire and stuff is quite relatively detailed. I say relatively, I mean, compared to the size of the game. Whereas Rommel, it's down to the strength of the unit is the thing that is is a deciding factor in a game. You got a German half track and American M3 from Rubicon. Nice. So I like Rommel because of the kilometre square abstraction as well, with it on a grid game. I also like the use of basically of the ops where you get to do different things as well, so you can call in airstrikes and stuff. So O Group is like your battalion commander is asking for permission to do stuff, whereas in Rommel you're in command of a lot of things, so you can do stuff, but you've only got a certain amount of things to do, so you've got to wait for the right time to do it. If that makes sense. They're both very good games, but both very different. Is again another short answer. Problem is, I've not played Rommel for such a long time because you can't really play it. You can't really play it solo because some of the cards are, well, some of the ops are reactions to an enemy's movement, and you wouldn't, you know, it kind of cancels out what the enemy is doing, which if you're playing against yourself, you'd know what you're doing. So it's a case that, you know, it's difficult to do that bit. Again, if that makes sense. Anyway, there's 9 people watching this, and I've only got 1 like. Come on, give me some likes. Hit that like button. Smash that like button. Because all like people will see it, and they won't let. There you go, 2 likes now. That's nice to get 1 more person in. Do you see O Group as the logical next step for someone who play Chain of Command and now has more figures you can play with? Yeah, I'd also have a look at Iron Being Shotmum as well. That's probably the next logical step up, because that's your next size up, really. And then O Group is a size up beyond that. So Iron Being Shotmum is company. Company level, and then you're up to battalion level with O Group. So I would, but O Group is still a great game. But the thing is with cheers for the likes. The thing is with Iron Being Shotmum, it's quite an old game, so there's a lot of charts in it, which Nick was saying on the Yorkshire Gamer probably wouldn't be in. They wouldn't be in games that they designed now. So it's quite old in that way, whereas O Group, it's a lot easier to keep the rules in your head. You don't have to refer to that many charts in it. Have you been trying to find the link all this time, Kevin? Ooh, you can hear the ice cream van. I'm not allowed to have another one. I already had one earlier on. Don't know if you can hear that in the background. He's definitely making his money today. The airbrush is not playing at the moment. Not sure what's up with it. That's what happens when I do a live video. The airbrush knackers up. Maybe the thing is overheating a bit. And I'll just put it to one side for a bit. I'll come back to it. Let the machine cool down. I don't want the engine to overheat too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at these Panzer IVs. That's my next thing. 99 with lime sauce, please. He doesn't do lime sauce. He only does red sauce. Dracula's blood. But he does do bits. And he does do 99s, despite they were saying that there was a shortage of flakes a few weeks ago in the country. He seems to have he must be getting some, I don't know, black market flakes from somewhere. Because I had a double 99 earlier, not just a 99. Right, okay, let's have a look at this. I've just been joined by the cat. She's looking at me, wondering what's going on. So this is the next thing to have a look at, and these are the Panzer IVs. These should be relatively easy and simple to build. So I've got the instructions here just in case. Black market flake, yeah, like I say, flakes were, I think, were it disappeared a couple of weeks ago. They were talking about them being a shortage. So I don't know where my ice cream man was getting his flakes from. You'd recommend Iron Being Shotmum with the Colt modes added in from one of the Laddie specials. Yes. The ones that Ian Fuller is always on about. That's the it's the different dice activation, isn't it, rather than the card activation. As I said, the only that looks good. I've not tried it yet, but I am going to at some point when I get a chance. But the only thing with it is that you've still got that firing chart, and the firing chart is a painful thing. My mate came up with a bucket of dice version of the firing chart instead, which we use, which really speeds things up. And I think I've linked to it a couple of times on some of my Ain't Been Shot Mum videos, Lardy specials. Yeah, don't worry, James, I understood what you meant. I don't think you were talking about Larry David specials. And basically, it's just a case of getting. Hang on a second, the cat's just jumped out of the roof. Thank you, Mo. Come here, you little bugger. I got the loft roof open and the cat's just jumped out of it. I'm trying to get on the roof to try and get the birds, I think. Sorry about that. Back again. Yeah, so as I say, the only thing that I'm not so keen is on IMB Shaman is that firing chart. O Group completely does away with any of that stuff. There's no, apart from when you're doing the anti-tank firing, and there's so few tanks in the in O Group, it's not such a bother really. You rarely use it, and you also kind of keep it in your head as soon as you've used it a couple of times. Could the Germans have won the war if they just made loads of Panzer IVs? Well, making them is not the thing. It's keeping them on the road is the other thing. And Allied bombing against their factories would have stopped it. The fact that they were getting hammered at the Palesti oil fields. There's lots and lots of factors really to that. It's not so much about the tanks. But anyway, I would have said that the Panzer IV was pretty much outdated anyway by 44, 45. It was a good main battle tank until then, but you know, once you're getting into the bigger tanks, and the Allies were always producing newer and bigger and better tanks. So it's a case of they would have just been outclassed. And also Panzer IVs don't fly. That's the other thing. And you need control of the air, and if you don't have that, then it's good night Berlin really. And they certainly didn't have that from 44 onwards, at least. Largely oil, and also, as I say, the Allied bombing campaigns as well really did for them. So multiple factors. It's like when people say, "Oh well, if they'd have built loads of Me-262s and kept them as fighter planes, then they would have won the war." Well, I doubt it, because they wouldn't have been able to get them off the ground in the first place, and that's the problem, because they didn't have the aviation fuel to do it. You know, if all things being equal, then they might have had an impact, but beyond that, I don't think they would have done. Don't forget the Stugs workhorse in the Panzer divisions. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, they claimed a lot more kills than any of the Panzers did. The German tank destroyers. The Panzers were the showboaters of the whole thing. Well, these are quite nice kits, actually. I've not looked at these properly. You get two sets of skirts and two sets of the skirts. Some of these ones I've got here are damaged, and then you've also got ones that are nice, fresh out of the factory. You've also got the side skirts as well. The what do you call it? The rests for the skirts, and I don't know what they're called. You can have those on, so you can actually have the skirts on off if you want. That's nice. Quite a nice little kit, this. And the Battlefront do some nice plastics. If you like 15mm, I'm sure everybody knows that I do. It is, after all, God's own scale. Don't tell Sean, but it really is. That's what I think. So I'll just clip all these little bits and pieces off that need to come off first of all, then we'll clean them up. I'll put the first one together, see how it looks. And that's all I'll take off these little bits of stowage that I'll put on as well, because every tank needs stowage. So there we go, just stick that to one side. Right, so give these a clean with the old knife. And we're laughing. That's how probably tonight what I'm going to do is I'll probably just put these three together, see if I can finish off the Shermans, get them ink washed, and I think that's going to be it tonight. It's going to be just a build and to get some stuff together, do some basics, and your solo 15mm for skirmish games like China Command, yeah, they just look right. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. I agree with you. I think it just works perfectly, really. It's a great, I mean, you know, the ground scale, if you use ground scales, is perfect for 15mm. I played Chain of Command a few times in 28mm, and it just feels so crowded on the table. And also with 15mm, your buildings are just smaller as well. You know, the footprint of them, so you can get more on. There's quite a lot more to it. 15mm way in Fraser. High school T-shirt. Thank you. Check out the description for the merchandise. Watch one of your old videos and you used good old rapid fire. Any reason why you favoured these over, say, ISBN? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Ian, you've got that completely wrong way around. I favour IMB Shotmum over rapid fire. The reason I played rapid fire was, I'm not sure which one you were watching. It might have been the Kursk one, or the or the Stalingrad, perhaps. No, that was IMB Shotmum one. I think it was the Hopkanoi. It was what was I saying? Why did I play rapid fire for that one? Because we'd played rapid fire, me and my mates, we played rapid fire for 20 years now, so I know the rules pretty well. And I didn't think to play IMB Shotmum with those rules, because interestingly, IMB Shotmum, if you take a rapid fire scenario, literally you can just change it into an IMB Shotmum one with very little changes, because of the way the rapid fire organizes its units. It's usually like, I think it's something like 8 men in a company, 8 figures to a company. So you have, which is basically your section in IMB Shotmum. So the two just translate really easily, and I've done it plenty of times. But I played rapid fire because it was really a demonstration of solo wargaming with an I go you go set of rules, which are pretty good for solo wargaming, because you know, you just make a decision based on what you're doing that turn, and then you move over to the next person, or you know, what would be the next player, but you just take a turn for the other side. So it was really just a demonstration of that. But now I think that was probably the last time I played rapid fire, and if I'm honest, it's probably the last time I'll ever play rapid fire, just because I think IMB Shotmum is much better. We had got to a point, me and my mates, when we were playing rapid fire anyway, was that we'd introduced a card activated movement, so it was the same as IMB Shotmum. So you know, it wasn't. The only thing we didn't have was a T-break. We'd also changed the firing chart into a bucket of dice conversion, so it didn't even represent rapid fire anymore, really, by the time, you know, we were still playing with it. And then over Christmas a couple of years ago, I read I Ain't Been Shot Mum and just realised, well, we're already doing most of this, but there's a lot. This seems like a lot easier game to play. So there you go. Long answer short. I favour I Ain't Been Shot Mum over Rapid Fire. That was just a one-off for a video, really, as a demonstration. So Beyond says, I never feel like the stories looks natural in the tank, so I usually leave it. Look at any in action; they're absolutely covered in it, especially Allied tanks. The further away they get from the bases. This is what a mate of mine told me one time. Ex-army, he said, "Oh, I like your tanks and things." He said, "But they should be absolutely covered in stowage." He said, "You know, when we were on operations in Afghan and stuff, they were just everything, anywhere you could hang something, there was something hung on it. So they are absolutely covered, even in modern times. Soldiers, if they can find somewhere to hang it, they'll hang it." Yeah, no problem. Are you an old fan of Rapid Fire? As I know you should say good old Rapid Fire. I mean, it is quite an old game now. And I recently got Rapid Fire Reloaded. I don't know if you bought that. I've not had a chance to have a game of it, but again, it looks like they basically just coded out all of the old rules and just added a bunch of new stuff in there. And the only thing I don't like about it is just that I go, you go. But that just feels old school to me now. With having played Lardy games, for its time, it's a great game. And as I say, I played it for 20 years at least. First time I played it was in the York Wargames Society when I joined them when I was a student, and I realised today that I graduated exactly 20 years ago today. So I've been playing Rapid Fire since at least then. Did you ever play Firefly? No. Was that, what was it? Bruce something? Who did Firefly? That's really old school, isn't it? I mean, that's all about the angles of armor and penetration at various different levels and stuff. It's crazy, I think, isn't it? Was it the Firefly, and then they got Challenger, wasn't it? Challenger 2, I think. Haven't played them for years. We play Battle Group. When I'm back in the club, we'll try IMV Show. Yeah, do check out IMV Show. See how you think of it. That's it. B.A. Bruce Taylor. I don't know why I always think of it. I think Bruce Campbell because of what's it called? The Evil Dead. What do you say, Bjorn? Should have a go at adding some more. Then guess it's the middle ground of just a little bit of stowage I don't like on the minis. Yeah. Well, I always put it on me. I'm a big fan of stowage. I think it's great, and it just breaks up the shape of things, especially tanks that are monocolored anyway. So if you've got a vehicle that is just green, putting some stowage on means you can paint it just a different color. It just breaks up the shape of the tank, which is what they use it for anyway. I mean, that's what they do with it. It's part of the camouflage as much as anything else. And also, of course, as well, when you've got extra spare wheels and things like that stuck on their armor as well as everything else. What we all saying here? Firefly had 2 quick reference sheets as it had so many tables. Yeah, it's definitely of its time, isn't it? It's a table game. Those things. Leslie says, great game in its day, and it did a different approach to that type of gaming. Which is that, Leslie? Firefly or Rapid Fire? Kevin says, used to play Rapid Fire in 20mm, but now play World War II in 50mm. Come on, and have a number of armies, mostly German. Good stuff. Get some T-34s with log piles. Yeah, that's it. Stick logs all over them. Firefly was 87. God. Yeah, Rapid Fire. Yeah, definitely. I agree. It is a great game, and you got to start somewhere, haven't you? That's the thing. You know what I mean? I'm not going to slag it off because I've had loads of great games of Rapid Fire. I've just found rules that I just prefer. It had its time, it had its day, and and if it hadn't been there, then it wouldn't have produced the games that we've got now. At the end of the day, there's nothing wrong with that. Also, World War II scared me. There was one from the 80s. Which one is that, Kevin, from the 80s? It's Rapid Fire must have been early 90s, I think. I can't remember. What the date is. If anybody's got a copy at hand, it must mean you're 55. You're only as old as a girl you feel, I guess. Well, like I say, these Battlefront kits. I mean, I'm not particularly keen on Flames of War as a game, but these kits are really nice. They go together so well designed. There we go. It's just literally falling together. She's older. My wife's older than me. Well, I can't help you there, chaps. I'm out of my league with that one. What I'll do with these is get all 3 of these built, and then they're done. I can tackle them later. I've got some Panzer IIIs as well, which Richard Naylor sent me a few weeks ago, which I've yet to do anything with. So they're going to be on the list as well. Trying to get through a lot of these tanks, and I've also got the figures as well to do from the Hit the Beach things. So that's going to take a little while. Again, look, 14 people are watching. I've only got 4 likes. Come on, hit the like button. Give me a like. Well, I don't if you don't like it. A Caesar Award winner. What's next? I don't know. Just keep doing what I'm doing, I guess. Is the short answer there. And see if I get nominated again next year. You never know. I don't know. It'd be nice if I did. But I don't really mind if I don't. It doesn't matter. Give somebody else a chance, innit? And just keep expanding the channel. That's the other thing. Why all the tanks for our group? Yes and no. I've just got them because I've got them. I like to have lots of different types of tanks, so it's nice to have about maybe I usually have about 5 or so of each type of tank if I can. So that's why I've got, and these just came in the hit the beach box set, which I got from the Little Wars awards. That was my prize. So I thought rather than go to waste, I may as well build them, hadn't I? Really. Let's have a look at what we got here. Used to play V3. I'll take it as Flames of War, but I've since not had a decent game of World War II. Every time I buy Flames of War stuff and get a rule book, I just chuck in the recycling bin. That's a bit harsh. I gave the rule book and the other bits and pieces that came in the box set to my mate because he can use them more than I can. So I thought he may as well have them. I'd rather them go to somebody that can use them. At the end of the day, I wouldn't throw them out, I don't think. But I did have a look through the rules, and they just seemed particularly basic to me. But you know, again, at the end of the day, whatever floats your boat, if that's what you like, yeah, that's what you like, innit? What are our other questions? What's next? Organise the virtual lard day. Well, there's already one up here, Leslie. We've got Steel Lard, Tom. He occasionally pops up here as Dancing Pot Plant. He is organising that already. I've said I'd be more than happy to give him a hand if he wanted. Whether I ran a game on it or no, I said I was gonna film it. Because that's a good way of doing it. Here's a Yorkshire gamer. I was tuning in looking for a grumpy bloke from Rotherham painting the Panthers. Is this the right channel? I'm afraid not. You're banned. Get out. We're not painting Panthers tonight, Ken. We are building Panzer IVs. The Panther is finished. That's done. I did that on the other day. Saturday, I think it was. Yeah, that's complete. So I'm now I don't know why you said I'm grumpy. Uh, I'm going to paint these in contrast paints, and that's going to be the next thing, I think. I haven't based them yet, of course, but they will be based. Don't you worry. If that doesn't upset Ken, I don't know what will. So, Kevin, you got your long service medal from Little Wars TV this week. Iron cross with a sickle on top. Excellent, good stuff. We have a lot to thank Flames of War for. It raised a profile worth to absolutely. Like I say, I mean, I can't really criticize it because I've never played it. I just read the rules the other day and I thought these seem a little clunky to me. But as you say, they got loads of people into the Second World War and into 15 mil. So don't bother me, and it means that I can get loads of 15 mil stuff for relatively cheap, and it's good stuff as well. That's the other thing. It's not crap. I can't complain at that. I might not play the game, but I'll certainly I'll happily use their figures. So there we go. There's a first Panzer IV. Nice and easy. There we are. And Panzer IV's a step down. Yeah, I suppose it is. And all the toys, yeah, exactly. They have to be on a scenic base, of course. Absolutely, 100%. Because some people don't know how to handle things. And Ken will readily admit that he uses bases on his ships. I find as well bases do protect vehicles when they're in storage, so they don't knock against each other and chip, things like that. But as with everything in wargaming, each to their own, innit? One man's meat is another man's base. Hey, look, there we go. 7 likes. Get those likes hit. Smash them, go on. We're getting there. If you're watching, give me a like. Or give me a dislike if you want. I don't know. You might like it, you might not. Who am I to say? I'm not sure what these Panzer IVs are, actually. I should know. It's the ones with the exhaust on the side. I can't remember which mark that, which version that is. G, maybe? Or J? Can't remember. Is it a 5 or a like? Yeah, sure. The check's in the post. The cat's going mad behind me because I wouldn't let her jump out the window. At least if she goes mad now, she's not going mad at 3 o'clock in the morning, which is nice. You said the Panzer IV's a step down, Ken, and I don't know, he's the workhorse of the Wehrmacht. There's a lot more of those than the fancy Panthers. But I do like the Panthers more. They are nicer. Nicer tanks. Flames of War was too much of a tournament game. I already found by that time version 1 deep into 40k tournament organising. Saying that, lots of Flames of War minis, really like him. Yeah, he'll settle for a 99, Kevin. Me too at this point. Yeah, I'm no fan of tournament gaming at all. Does nothing for me. That would be my answer on the Yorkshire Gamer quiz. Tournament gaming, playing from a list? No, I don't think so. Historical orders of battles only. You have the same problem. Cat wants to go out the Velux and lie on the top. Somebody, yeah, little swines, aren't they? You missed which manufacturer. These are Flames of War, so Battlefront. It's from that box set that I got from the Caesar Awards, Ken. The Hit the Beach. There's 3 Panzer IVs in it, so I thought I'll get them built. and get them painted. Yorkshire Game was homemade shield decals for Italians. Brilliant. They look great. Yeah. Ken's Italian War stuff is fantastic. It's not a period I have much interest in, or any interest in, but the models he's got are fantastic. It really makes you think about dipping your toes in a new period, and then I think no, because I don't want to paint that much. But, you know, yeah, he's but all of Ken's stuff is fantastic. He's all really, really nice. If you don't follow him on Instagram or Twitter, do so. So he posts great pictures up there every day, on Instagram in particular, of vehicles with bases on them. I saw his Jutland game over at Fiasco a few years ago. It was, I believe, 2019. Probably said that about 1,000 times before. It's my claim to fame. I think it appeared on one of my videos of the Fiasco game, the Fiasco show. I think it was on the last one that I did. What do you say? Have you made some PSC Panzer IVs? How do they compare? Yes, I have made some Panzer PSC ones. I made those relatively recently. These ones, trying to think actually, how do they compare? These are equally as detailed. The good things about these ones is that aren't on the PSC ones is they have Zimmerit on them, which you don't have on the PSC ones. I don't know if you can see it on the screen underneath that armor there. Can you see the Zimmerit? So it's got that going for it. It also has the skirts, and I was talking about these earlier. You can see these ones are not fully completely aligned, so it looks like they've just been knocked about. So they're battle worn basically, or you can put the actual, nice skirts on it if you want to. So you've got that choice. They're going together really easily. They're really nice to build. There's not many parts. These and the ones that are there seem to be very well thought out for building. So I'd say. But then, having said that, Plastic Soldier Company stuff, I really like their stuff as well. I think one thing is different is the turret skirtson. It's already molded on this one, so while that makes it a lot easier to actually build them, because you only have to add the lengths, the front lengths of it, it means that you're kind of bound by what type of Panzer IV it's going to be. With the PSC ones, you have to build the turret skirtson yourself, which can be a bit fiddly. But then you can also leave it off and do a different type of Panzer IV. So swings and roundabouts, short answer. ISOM, find out. That's all I can tell you. I don't know, Ken. Do you do tanks in 15mm? I can't remember what your tanks are, if they are 15mm or not. Obviously, Battlefront only do them in 15s. And Plastic Soldier Company do them in, I think, every scale, don't they? Apart from 28mm and 6mm. Right. How long have we been on? Oh, just an hour. I'm gonna finish these off, and I might call it a night for that, because there's probably not a great deal else I can do tonight. I'll be back later. Not later, of course, later in the week. Probably on Thursday. I was just saying, Ken, as well, actually, earlier, I really enjoyed the Yorkshire Gamer podcast with Nick Skinner. Really interesting. I listened to it over this weekend in a couple of different parts, and yes, I really did like the advert. Where we at? 15mm, and yours are all metal. I've got a couple of metal ones. I kind of stopped buying them now, though, metal tanks. I find the plastic ones a lot easier to work with, and they're more in scale as well, and sharper detail as well. Tracks go to better the Flame of the War one. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they're one piece. They just literally sit on like that, dead easy. It's not hard at all. Not getting Flames of War, building 50mm Kursk, all PSC, just £22 a 4 so far. I'm not sure you need any more. No, you probably don't really. 22, that's about half a division or something. And some resin with metal tracks. Yeah. Don't think I've got that many resin ones. Possibly a couple kicking around somewhere. Yeah, it was a fun one with Nick. Great guest. Yeah, it was. Very interesting to... because I've looked at that set of rules, if the Lord spare us, or should the Lord spare us, and thought about buying them myself, but I don't have any Middle East First World War stuff. And again, it's, you know, do you really want to start down a new project? Maybe not, don't know. Right, let's get this bad boy put together. You'll get back to Ken since your phone is working better now. Good. And so you should. Yeah, I think it's a good podcast. And obviously I'm biased because obviously I'm from Yorkshire anyway, so anything from Yorkshire is good. But it is a good one. Interesting to see who you get on next. I thought Nick's answers about big games was interesting as well. What he thought of big games. Pendraken do a great 10mm range for First World War in the East. Yeah, Pendraken stuff is really nice, but it's a case of starting an entire new range, though, isn't it? For me, anyway. And maybe in the future, you never know. I might have a think about it. I was playing First World War Chain of Command this weekend, anyway. So I do get my First World War fix. Just in a different way. Yeah, some of the 1918 battles in the Middle East will be interesting. Like I say, like medieval and things. All rather interesting stuff. Middle East, Turkey, and British. Yeah, it started a small 50mm a few years back. Yeah, you could probably do it easy in square bashing as well. I think they've got the armies for the Turks and the Brits in the East. But I'll be doing that in 15mm, of course. T.E. Lawrence, of course. You're hoping to bring a game of, yeah, if the Lord should spare us, to Steel Lard. Fingers crossed. I'd like to get on that, actually. At least say hello. A proper introduction instead of via the chat on YouTube. But yeah, you know, you can see here how easy these things are going together. Just to say, you're asking about the different vehicles. These are just sliding together so easily. Really nice, and it's a nice little build as well. One thing I forgot to cut off is I've lost it. So I'm missing a piece. I just said that, how good they are, and then I'm missing a piece. Well, I'm sure it'll turn up. If not, I'll put some camouflage over the top of it. You'll never see. You'll never know it wasn't there. I realised as well, I used to glue all the turrets and things on my tanks for things like rapid fire, where you don't really need to have the turret pointing in a particular way. And now I play a lot of Lardy games. They're quite specific about having turrets pointing in particular ways. So I've got all these tanks now with glued down turrets. So every tank I build now hasn't got a glued turret, so I can move them around in a game. Good job it's 50 mil. You might be able to find it. You never know. I don't know. It's probably on the floor with all the other crap. The congeals down there. Unfortunately, it's the top part of the gun barrel, so it's quite obvious. I'll stick the bottom part in at least, and then I'll have a look for it later on and see if I can get on my hands and knees. See if I've dropped it. I don't think the cat's got it. She probably has, though. Trying to pay me back for not letting her out. Little swine. Just concentrate on these bits. Here we go. Nice and easy, he says as it falls to bits in his hands. And I've got just one more of them to do. So nobody answered. Has anybody played 5 Men in Normandy? And if so, what do you think of it? Looks like quite an interesting little set of rules. Nice and simple from what I've been reading. Right, there we go. And what we all saying? Put some camo net around to hide the deficiency. Yeah, that's probably what I'll end up doing if I can't find it. It's always annoying when you lose these tiny bits. The carpet must be full of them. It's the problem for scale modelers, isn't it? Tiny pieces go flying off everywhere. There you go, there's 2 of them done. Or 99.9% done, at least on one of them. Nordic Weasel. Yes. Yes, the publisher is Nordic Weasel. I don't think they'll be up your street, Ken. They are literally a skirmish game of between 5 and 10 figures. But they some quite nice, interesting little mechanics in them from a gaming point of view. If I can find it on here, I might be able to find it on those. Let's have a little look. No, looks like I definitely cut it off. It's not on either of these sprues, so I must have cut it off or it's fallen off. Maybe it's in the box. Nope, I don't see it. It's gone for a Burton. I'll have to have a scrabble about on the floor later on and see if I can find it. Let's have a look where we're at. Not familiar. Don't think I've seen you play Sharp Practice yet. That's because I haven't released the video yet. And if you stick around, this week is the Sharp Practice game, the first one that I played a few weeks ago. That's one of the videos that will be released probably on Friday, I think. It's on my list, and I did play it again the other day as well, last weekend, and thoroughly enjoyed it. And have already got a bunch of more French on their way to me. So there, I am building up the forces slowly but surely. Between 5 and 10,000 figures. Yeah, thereabouts. Yeah, just a skirmish. It'll be stuck to your elbow. Yeah, most likely will be, to be honest. I'm sure it will. The cat has come to see me again. I'll show you the cat. Can you see the cat? Here she is. She's got muck all over her. Where have you been? There's the cat. Yeah, I try to have a bit of a schedule when it comes to videos. Ian, I'm currently I just edited yesterday's game into a video today, and that's just been uploaded to YouTube. But I've already got 12 videos ahead of that, so I try to put them out maybe about 2 a week if I can. So basically, the yesterday's game of Chain of Command won't be released for probably, I'd say, approximately 6 weeks at this point. I'm trying to work ahead of myself, so I've got a bit of a buffer just in case anything happens. And the way to do it is just to, play the game, get it filmed and edited, and then sat. And I've also got the Panther build as well, which is going to be another video. That will be, I've not edited that yet, but it's sat in its raw state at the moment, so I need to sort that out. I was going to do it today, but I didn't get a chance because I was busy editing the other one and doing other bits and pieces as well. And so yeah, I just try to have a schedule really. Weekdays, I will put out a Tail is waving about. Yeah, she sits up here sometimes when she gets grumpy with me. In the week, I'll try and put out like a painting video or a review kind of video, and then at weekends, I'll usually try and put out an after action report. That's generally my plan. So it gives people the weekend to sit and watch, a longer hour-long video rather than a 10 or 15-minute video, which you can watch during lunch or something. Seems to be working as a schedule at this point. And now she's disappeared. Yeah, she's gone. She'll be back. She'll be back because you can hear me talking. And she likes to hang out quietly in the background. She's probably sat behind me. She is actually sat behind me, cleaning herself. Like butter wouldn't melt. She's a good little cat, is Tiny. Oof. I think that's everything off there. I think I've got everything. Yeah, I'm slightly annoyed as I am. It does annoy me when stuff like that happens, when I lose a tiny little bit. It gets right up my nose. Just what's that about? Got to be more careful. But we'll stick something over the top of it. Nobody will even notice. When it comes to the guys that I game with, it's I think the people that notice anything amiss is me anyway. You could tell them that these Panzer IVs are Tigers and they wouldn't know the difference. Has anybody been able to get back to any gaming clubs? I went to my local one on Thursday night last, and it was great. It's the third time I've been, and I've been a member for a year. Because exactly a year ago they closed down for the year, so I didn't get a chance to go back. But it's the first time I've been back. They seem to be playing more board games at the moment because I think there was a leak in the big room that they normally use, so we weren't able to get into there. So we were using smaller tables. Excuse me. Tamworth Wargaming is still closed. We play at the Methodist Hall. Well, Have you got a date for when it's going to open up? Tamworth. I used to work in Lichfield. Worked down in Lichfield for a little while. That's quite close to Tamworth, isn't it? Stayed in a B&B just below the cathedral in Lichfield. We went looking for the town ditch. That's a long time ago. Hell of a long time ago, that. Leeds Club not opening until June lockdown. Yorkshire Gamer started 2 weeks ago. Spanish Civil War at the moment, yeah. I've seen your pictures, Ken. Good stuff. Whereabouts is Yorkshire Gamer? You don't have to give out the address, but how far away from me are you? Nearly there with these. Going back to club in Staines next week. Really looking forward to it. We did some infamy games over Zoom. It's not the same. No, it's a good standing, and it's good to be able to do that. At least, 10 years ago there wasn't even a question of being able to do that kind of thing. But yeah, it is nice to actually sit down face to face with somebody. Nothing wrong with that at all. Lichfield's lovely. Been a few times. Yeah, it is quite a nice little town. Not a great deal to do though when you're there for a long time. That's the problem. When you've been in the bookshop 80 times, seen the same books over and over again. Yeah, it's a pretty town though. We did some excavations of the car park. I think it may now have been turned into a cinema. We excavated there, and then also I was watching a bloke digging boreholes. That was an incredibly uninteresting part of the job. In Pudsey, just between Leeds and Bradford. Okay. Yeah, I know where Pudsey is. Pudsey Bear. I'm just sitting here waiting for the invite now. Obviously. If I have to hint. Looking forward to getting back. I'm joining one of Sean's games when he puts it on. Also looking forward to it, yeah. We have a regular WhatsApp catch up, which has kept us talking. War games, that's always good, yeah. Take some figures to help with the game. Of course, you lot are all in the same club, aren't you? Keep meaning to go South Staff Regiment Museum at Whittington. Yeah, I think I went to that. I went to when I was there. I'm sure I called across. I think they've got a rebuilt trench system, if I remember correctly. It's the same one I'm thinking of. You mentioned the bear. Anytime for a visit, mate. Thank you very much. Pudsey Bear, yeah. That's the town's famous for. Well, I'll take you up on that at some point, Ken, I'm sure. I don't think you're too far away from me. I know Leeds is only 40 minutes. Bradford's probably about an hour or so. So if you're between, it's a 50 minutes or so drive. Yeah, it'd be nice to come and see your setup at least. Right. This time I'm sticking this on first before it disappears again. There you go. I've got you this time. You're not playing tricks with me. Yeah, that bear. I'm not too bothered either way, really. You're obviously something else to trigger Ken with. Pudsey Bear. I'm saving all these up when I do meet you. I got to visit some sites to commemorate D-Day next weekend, just up the road. Excellent. Of course, it's D-Day. D-Day Day, isn't it? Or as they call it in military terms, D. Because the D just stands for day. So I don't know if you've been paying attention, but as to how quick and simple these are really to put together, I'll put 3 of them together in less than an hour, I guess. Obviously, painting is going to take a little while longer. I don't know how they match up to PSC for speed of and ease, but yeah, they're pretty good. Pretty good little kits. 10 to 9, is it? Okay. Well, my 4-day weekend is coming to a close tomorrow. I've still got another day at least. Only one more lying though. It's always depressing. Airbrush. Yeah, absolutely. Don't you worry. I'm going to be airbrushing all over these. As I was earlier with these Shermans. What else are we saying? Quite a here with very few veterans. Yeah. I mean, it gets quieter and quieter each year. From a veteran point of view, I mean. Almost there. Some nice little exhausts. I'm going to put some stowage on these, man. I'll do that another time. Can't be bothered to faff about with that now. That's maybe a job for tomorrow, I think. There's no desperate rush with these. Just get them done when they're done. There we go. Oops. Put your skirts on. There we go. He said for the second time. Now it's done. Right, where we're at. Airbrush. Yep, absolutely. It's always where are you from? Puds it. Oh, it's in the bear. People with no head punch. For the 4-day weekend, no lines or too much training to do. Yeah. Normal day tomorrow. Our holiday was last week. Yesterday, I get the children in the events, interested in events. Yeah, that's good. Under the scans will protect from Russian anti-tank rifles. Yeah, anti-tank. Well, any kind of rifle really. It's just any kind of anti-tank fire. Bazookas also included in that. And also, it's just an incredibly cheap way of upgrading the armor without having to upgrade the entire tank and the engine. You're basically just sticking extra padding on the outside of it. So you see a question you asked earlier on, Andrew, about the would Germany have won if they pumped out loads of Panzer IVs? Probably not, because they were already outclassed, so they had to stick these big lumps of sheet on them to protect them from enemy armour and anti-tank fire. Right, so that's them 3 completed. So I'm going to try this airbrush again to see if it's cooled down enough once I've stopped messing about with these, and just see if I can get the turrets of these Sherman sprayed, and then I think I'm going to call that a night. We'll see how frustrated I get with the airbrush. I'll leave those to dry there. Right. Where's my glove gone? That's an old one. I don't need that anymore. Got the instructions done. Chuck them away. Here's my glove. Time we on 5 to 9. Excellent. I'll go and watch a bit more Breaking Bad after I've finished this. 15 people watching. I've only got 7 likes. Come on, give me a like. If you're out there, hit that like button. I daren't ask what Ken thinks about spray air guns, air brushes. Come on, you thing. We all gummed up on the end again. Let's have a look. I'm going to finish watching Panislav's 28. Don't know what that is. War film? Sounds like it. I think the needle is a bit gunked. Give me a quick clean off, see if that works. I've done. Why don't the others? I don't know. Good question, Leslie. Somebody has. Somebody liked it. You get a lot of lurkers. You need to soaking parts and cleaner when you're not using it. Yeah, I put it through the. I've got a thing of jewellery cleaner. I chuck it through that a few times. It generally works quite well. And it was working perfectly fine an hour or so ago. Just trying to get it to move through. It's coming through slowly. I feel like I've got a bit too much pressure on, perhaps. And then you left it, yeah. I don't mind airbrush using undercoating hoses before they paint them in oils. Any tips on painting 15mm oils? Russian crowdfunded film about the defense of Moscow. Okay, it's on YouTube at the moment. I sent a link. Cheers, Andy. And then you left it. Yes, I did. I let it get gunked up. Oh, it's blowing through. It's just not pulling the paint through. Right, well, I think then, with the airbrush not playing properly, I need care and love. Some Russian good Muslim films on YouTube. Yeah. As it's bank holiday, I had some painting plans for tomorrow. Sadly, the wife has the painting plans for me. Oh, I'm sure. I'd say it's probably a much bigger brush than the one that you used to. Right, well, I'm going to go and strip this thing down, clean it up and stuff, and get it sorted out. So I'm going to leave that for tonight, I think. You've had an hour and a half of it. If you are watching, do give me a like. Thanks, everybody. One-to-one scale painting, absolutely. Cheers for tuning in, everyone. It's been fun. I shall be doing another one of these. I'll say probably Thursday, I think. No, not Thursday. Possibly Tuesday. We'll see how we go. Maybe Friday. Don't know yet. But anyway, thanks for watching, and I say night to you all. Enjoy your bank holiday if you've got one tomorrow.